Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Leadership Winston-Salem alumni and the Leadership Winston-Salem class of 2014. You got it. You got it, guys. There's more to come. It is indeed a pleasure and a distinct privilege to present to you on behalf of the class of 2014. What a year it has been. One filled with deep learnings about the community in which we live, work, and play every day. For some of us, it started with eager anticipation and muted trepidation for what was expected of us in this class. Little did we realize that it would be less about programmatic learning and more about self-discovery through this experience. I speak for the class when I say that it has been one of the most intense, challenging, and rewarding experiences of our lives. I want to make sure that you get a sense for our class's journey. So here is a brief retrospective. It started with the acceptance letter, which each of us got, in late September last year. I clearly remember getting it, informing us of our acceptance into the program. In some ways, it felt like a freshman receiving that long-anticipated letter of admission into college and feeling like one load had been lifted off his or her shoulder, only to have another bigger one looming in the distance, namely the intensity of this 9-month program. The opening retreat was a fitting start to this event, in that, to my complete surprise, I was welcomed by a coterie of alumni with wild applause at the Brookstown Inn. At the time, I thought they were my classmates and that I was late in arriving for the event. The 2 days which followed were rife with life experiences, starting with personal bingo. Getting to know you through a scarf, which I have proudly worn right here. It's very special. In fact, it included an interesting factoid about each of the persons in the program. Through this scarf, I learned the meaning of emetophobia, which is a fear of being nauseated in public. I learned that one of our classmates has 12 toes, to be unnamed, except in the class of 14. Another has broken 13 bones, and yet another has sclerophobia, which I find is terrified by clowns. The adventure quest, where we engaged in team-building exercises, was an absolute hoot. In my case, getting really physically close to my teammate, Chad Fry, for his, and I might add, my comfort, as we tried to move a set of round logs tethered to our feet in tandem as a group. You know what I'm talking about. In retrospect, it was the beginning of the development of the team that would work on the Action Learning Project, which is a capstone project with an agency in the city or county. The contra dance later that evening was one of my highlights of the social event, and I know many of you. Within 12 hours of meeting each other, we tried to learn new dance steps, several of us embarrassing ourselves as we line danced like clowns, circus clowns I might add, while changing partners every few minutes. An invaluable bonding exercise in a fun environment, although I think this is when we lost the member who was terrified by clowns. Just kidding, he's still with us. Some of the other moments which provided food for thought included the ride-along with a Winston-Salem police officer, giving us a glimpse of life in our city from a different perspective. Developing the binder with pictures showing the important things in each of our lives was a creative interlude during one of the classes. I will cherish that binder and reminisce about the program for many, many years to come. For me and many others, Human Relations Day was special in that it peeled back layers of emotion, allowing us to grow and appreciate similarities and differences in our group. As one member said, I was able to let go of judgment by looking deeper into a person's story, end quote. Healthcare Day, with the leaders of the 3 largest medical institutions in this county, provided a glimpse into the challenges and opportunities for healthcare delivery in our community. My favorite was using the Da Vinci robotic surgery machine to try out a surgery. Actually, they have 3 in the county. Many a virtual patient lost his or her life that day as we practiced using the effector arms, scalpel, and endoscope as delicately as a herd of wild buffalo. For me and many others, Social Services Day was one of the most impactful. Not only did I learn to use the Winston-Salem Transit Authority, but also how to navigate it with my mother, Carol Kirby, to the Senior Services Agency. So picture this, me, Evan Raleigh, an African American, and taking our Caucasian mother to the agency. Yeah, you got it. Good thing the agency was informed about it, or else Evan and I could have ended up being arrested. That exercise made the experience come alive for me. No longer were we learning the theoretical aspect of social services. Indeed, we were living it. Lunch at the Samaritan Soup Kitchen was one of the most eye-opening experiences for me personally, and I know for many others during this program. It gave me an appreciation for the blessings in my life while shedding light on the plight of others in our community. So, what do all these events and memories mean to us? They mean that we have grown as people who know our place in the ecosystem in which we live, namely our community. The program was meant to improve Winston-Salem, but the repercussions of it were much greater. They showed us how we can better ourselves to be stronger leaders and make many small differences that directly impact our community, all while learning about ourselves. By us trying to give back and help our community, we were given a wonderful and unexpected gift, a gift of reaching out to people who touched our lives and changed all of us as individuals. As Jacinta mentioned to you, and I won't bore you with it, the Leadership Winston-Salem class of 2014, under the leadership of Joanna Lyle, has fully funded a scholarship, as you've heard, to be given to a deserving participant in the class of 2014. So here's our challenge to you, alumni. Do likewise, and raise funds to support this program on an ongoing basis for each of your class years. Think of the impact we can all have through this effort. So, back to the operative word of this program, leadership. What exactly is leadership? Leadership is kind of an ambiguous term because when asked what it means, people usually gravitate to iconic leaders like Lincoln, Dr. King, JFK, Nelson Mandela, or Gandhi. But as Simon Sinek puts it, there are leaders, and then there are those who lead. Leaders hold a position of power and authority, but those who lead inspire us. Leadership is less about position and more about passion. Leadership Winston-Salem provided me an opportunity to explore the realm of servant leadership, a term that was coined by Robert Greenleaf in the 1970s, but as a concept predates him by 2,000 years. Simply stated, the principle rests on the concept of servant first, contrasted with leader first, where the need exists to perhaps assuage an unusual power drive or to acquire material possessions. Both are extreme types, admittedly, and between them are shadings and blends that are part of the infinite variety of human nature. So, what will your calling to serve be? Where will you be a difference maker? Remember, it's not the date you were born or the date you died that really matters. So here's a poem which really struck me that brings that message home. It's titled The Dash by Linda Ellis. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on her tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth and spoke of the following date with tears, but he said that what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that she spent alive on earth, and now only those who loved her know what that time was worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So, when your eulogy is being read, with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? I would like to say thank you to Jacinta White, the program director, for your enthusiasm, for being the catalyst that ignited our group and the glue that held us together. To Joellen Carson, executive director, Stephen Chakre, program assistant, and Linda Ward, for your tireless dedication to making this program the superlative experience it has been for us. Thanks to the board of directors, committee members for the 2014 program, and the special volunteers for their time and talents. And thank each one of you for being here today during the special day for our class. So in closing, let me leave you with two quotes, paraphrasing what Winston-Salem, what Winston Churchill said. Just a Freudian slip there, probably appropriate. You make a living by what you get. You make a life by what you give. Or as Stephen Covey says, the key to life is not accumulation, it's contribution. I wish you, my 53 dash mates, and I repeat, my 53 dash mates, much success in your lives. You are the best, and I am a better person because of what each of you brought to this program, leaving each of us with a little bit of the other. To the best class ever, Leadership Winston-Salem, class of 2014, thank you.